Hey everybody, how are you all doing today? I hope you guys are doing great today. Um, I want to make a video regarding regarding of my camera equipment. So I've been having a lot of questions about my camera setup, how I set up, what kind of materials I use, and how I record my videos. So as you may have noticed on the covers I have been posting on my channel recently, and of course the past as well, um, the quality is the same thing, but the method is way different. And I have a brand new system. Well, it's not new. I had a system for a while, but it's pretty new to introduce to the channel. So let me actually go through what stuff I use. So about a year or two ago, I did a video of how I recorded my videos back then. And I show you the system that I use to record my GoPro's videos. For a while, I've been using a brand new system that totally is a life changer, a game changer for me. It's totally flexible, convenient, a little bit complex, I will say. That would be the only disclaimer I have, but just a absolute game changer for my recording purposes, just for fun, and for some other personal uses, and of course some big projects coming up. So you realize on the videos that I have been recording, you might have all noticed that I don't have a wire that is hanging on the side of myself, in the back. Basically where my butt is, which I don't mean to say it, but that's the only metaphor I have to describe. But I don't have a cable hanging over me. That is because I eliminate that with a brand new system that I'm going to talk about right now. So this is the system right here. This is the Rode Wireless Go 2. So essentially what I'm doing is that I'm actually going wireless to record my videos. I don't go wired anymore. I completely eliminate that. I am now going wireless from my pack, my intermix, all the way to the GoPro wirelessly. When I got it out of the box, it was a little bit complicated, but I read through the instructions of how to connect it, and it was pretty easy. So I got this system along with their aux cord that comes with it, and a few other accessories like USBs to charge them up, as well as microphone covers, because these are actually also microphones. So you can hang this transmitter like clipping on your shirts, your necktie, or anywhere on your body, and you can actually record high winds, like if you're in an area that is super duper windy during the day. It'll help you out a lot. So that's the system that I use. And the other things that remains the same is my GoPro, my GoPro adapter, the claw, and in between. Also the Y cable as well. The Y cables that I've been using are the same way. So let me just give myself a second to organize the layouts, how I go through each step, and then I can show you how I connect those. The reason for this is because I don't have my physical equipment. I left them all at church. Okay, so these are the total materials that I use to record. So with the dual channel, I connect them both wirelessly, make sure everything's all good. I connect the aux cord that comes with. You can also use a different type of aux cord depending how far you want for the transmitter to post or the receiver. Then you have your standard Y cable. Any Y cable will work. Then I use this special cable that I'm going to talk about in a second. And of course you got your GoPro, and I'm using the jaw flex clamp to mount it on my iPad stand or tripod. Here I can mount my GoPro. In this case I'm using a Hero 9 Black. The GoPro adapter remains the same, and of course my set of in-ears. These are not the exact ones, I'm just using those as an example. But let me organize the order how it goes, the connections. Okay, so this is the order of how I set up my equipment in real life. So let me just go through one at a time. If you find it confusing, you can leave in the comments section or just follow on my Instagram page, DM me, and I can respond to your question regarding of what's confusing you or what part calls you the most. I'll be happy to help you out. But basically, here's the order. So, oh, actually, this has to go first place. Oh, shoot, I forgot to put in something here. Let me get back in at least 10 seconds. Okay, this is the one I was missing out on. The body pack, where I hear myself through, through the in-ears. So, let me actually go through one at a time how the connection is set up, now that I have every single bit. So, hear me out, okay? I'm gonna also outline just a bit so that way it'll be a little bit easier to understand. I'm gonna change the colors. Go for solid red. Okay. So hear out how I connect my system. So I turn on my pack regularly when I get to church. Make sure that I have signal. Make sure the LEDs indicators on the pack is on and running. So once that's on, instead of putting my in-ears to the pack, I actually go like this, okay? I go for a wide cable, which is a male in and 2 female outs, which are aux or headphone outputs. This I connected to the body pack, which then leaves 2 spots to output the signal. On one of them, I connect my in-ears. So I connect one of them to the in-ears, right? And the other is where I put in aux cable. In this case, I go this opposite aux output to an aux cord. Then the other end of the aux cord, after it's plugged into the second output of the Y pack, of the Y output of the Y cable, the other end of the aux cable that's in the other output of the Y cable goes to the transmitter, is what this thing is here. This is the transmitter, okay? I insert it into the microphone hole, because you can actually insert a microphone or an external source, sorry. This is where I connect the transmitter. Then it will send the signal wirelessly to the receiver. You can hook up the receiver wherever you want. Just make sure that the second aux cord, just this thing here, reaches the microphone input output to of the receiver. So you use a secondary aux cord to connect the output microphone source of the receiver. The other end of the aux cord, after connected to the receiver, goes to the microphone adapter itself of the GoPro. The GoPro adapter remains the same. It remains the same. Then the USB Type-C goes to my GoPro. In this case, like I said in the beginning, I'm using a Hero 9 Black. Once the connection is set up, I turn on the receivers, making sure... Well, actually, first I need to check that I can hear signal. And also, a little known tip then make sure that you can adjust the volume of the pack itself, because whatever volume you set on will be recorded and captured wirelessly through the transmitter receiver, and will capture through the GoPro. So you got to play around with the volume of your pack. Make sure it's nice and reasonable, so it can be perfect for your ears and the level that you'll be recording through your GoPro. So I first turn it on. Once everything is set up and I can hear myself, then I go and turn on the transmitter and receiver of the units. They will automatically indicate and sync up with each other for about 3 seconds, 3 to 5 seconds. Once it's there, then I turn on my GoPro, just like normal. Then I have to go through, I forgot to also put a picture here, but you have to go to settings and change the mic input of the GoPro setting. You change from standard to line in, because that will indicate that instead of using the microphone of the GoPro, it's using the microphone of the adapter where the signal is coming through. So instead of relying on the ambient outside noise, you're going to get signal what is coming through the adapter. So basically my in-ear mix is going to go through all of this to the GoPro, so the GoPro will capture what is happening on my body pack. Now, there's going to be a little disclosure on the units itself. Even though these units are great, you can clip them anywhere. Well, no, except the transmitter. The transmitter, you have to clip them on your pockets or have it hanging over like your belt tie or anything else. The receiver, you can put it whatever you want. Make sure the aux, like I said, and the distance where the GoPro can reach is reasonable. These are very sensitive. These are very sensitive units, which means that if I send a high output signal or a regular signal that's coming through, in this case like a body pack like I just showed, and the or like a recording device or a mixer, then they will distort horrendously bad. Not only the sound will become very, very worse, but let me tell you, these things are sensitive. This can also damage the current as well. So you have to reduce the signals by either lowering your body pack or the volumes itself here, but that won't work because I tried that and it doesn't work. It still remains that very, very less noticeable noise. So what I had to do is that instead of using a regular aux cord like this, I use this type of cable that has like a metal housing on one end and a regular housing on the other end. So I use what they call an attenuator cable. An attenuator cable basically is, think of this, attenuation is the opposite of amplifying. Instead of amplifying the sound, you are attenuating the sound, meaning that you're actually lowering or reducing volume. So when I heard about attenuated cables, I thought, well, okay, it has to be the only option, because or else what am I gonna do? If not, how come I spend that much money on something that's not gonna work for me? So there are other cables out there that works. I'm using what's called the, I think it's called the Movo RC100. This is what this cable is actually. The plastic bit, or actually the metal bit here, actually goes through the second output of the Y cable. And then the other, which is a plastic bit, where it says camera here, actually goes through the internal microphone port of the transmitter, the unit. This will reduce the signal from the pack to the transmitter by 15 dB, meaning that it will transmit a very, balanced signal. And when I try that, I notice that the meter on the screen is pretty balanced. It's not peaking red, but I wasn't confident enough until I hear the playback. When I hear the playback, I was blown away that the signal was very, very balanced. Like, it's just normal. It's a normal sounding playback, audio, feedback. Like, it just has a good sound. So that's why I thought, okay, you know what? This is why I need this cable. So I will provide links of attenuated cables that function the same. But I highly recommend going for this type of cable, which isn't really that expensive. It's not really expensive. And it will help you out if you ever need to reduce a signal from a high output source to a different source that is very sensitive to the signal. But yeah, so the metal bit here is where I connect the second out of the Y cable. And then the plastic bit, which is the regular bit, goes through the microphone input. It will send the signal wirelessly to the transmitter, and that's where I connect another aux cord to the microphone output. Doesn't matter which aux cord it is, as long as it has 2 rings or 3 rings. It doesn't matter, as long as it can get signal. Then the other end goes to the microphone port of the adapter, and then the USB Type-C will go through the Gopro charging port, which also transfers the signal to the Gopro. Then you can mount it wherever you want. In this case, I put it on my iPad stand. I used to put it on a tripod, but I thought to have a little bit of a closer shot where I was, as you've seen on the videos, to have it on underneath my iPad but hanging on the iPad stand, so it's a bit lower. But I think it was a good shot, in my opinion. I think it definitely was. But yeah, so basically I just plug that into the GoPro, and yeah, I just do a quick check, and once you get the hang of it, of how the system works, then basically it'll be easier. Now the question is that I get a lot of people is that will it distort the signal? If you have this attenuated cable, it will not distort the signal. But if you don't have an attenuated cable and you're using a regular aux cord, and you feel or you see the screen that it's peaking red, then yeah, the signal will distort. Now you can reduce the internal signal with the button up here on the transmitter to reduce dB level. But let's be honest, these things are very sensitive. So even if you reduce the signal internally, it will still have that high current from the transmitter, or actually to the transmitter. So if you don't have an attenuated cable, you're gonna have to get one, because that will help you out with the distorted signal. Now, the question is, will it cut in and out? No, it will not cut in and out, because like I said, this is wireless. So you can move wherever you want. You can hanging on the wall, you can hanging on a tripod, as long as you have the transmitter with you, because if you want to record your actual GoPro mix, you're in your mix, and you have a pack with you on your body, then you're gonna have to hang this along or next to, on the side to the body pack. So I highly recommend not to get a longer one, or else you'll get tangled. You can disconnect it easily. The length that this attenuated cable I have is a perfect length. It's not too big. It's the right length meter distance that I needed, so I can hang these two things on my pockets, on my belt buckle, wherever I want, as long as they're connected, as long as they get signal, as long as they function well. What's really cool about these wireless units, I forgot to mention, is that these things last for 6 to 7 hours of full charge. So in this case, since I play English and Spanish services all Sunday, These things will last throughout the integrity of the hours. That is, of course, in break sessions, in practices, between services. These things will last from when we first started practice for English till we hit the last chord or last song for Spanish. Like, it will last really, really good. So that's why I'm in love with these Rode Wireless Go 2s. Now the other question is that what happens if they don't connect it? Well, you're gonna have to go to download a software, sync them both on a USB, and then check if there's anything that's blocking or anything that's muted on the signal. Because if there is, then you have to unmute or unblock the signal that's going from the transmitter to the receiver, or receiver from the transmitter, or both. You're gonna have to go and check that out. If not, check the manual in case if it doesn't want to connect. It could be either because the battery's out, it could be because it is muted and you haven't realized, or some sort of error. You don't even know until you have to download a software from Rode website or to the manual when these things comes in your home. And that's pretty much it as far as my newer connections on how I make my GoPro videos. So I hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys got that really considerable on how you can improve your recording gear. If you have other ways of how you can record in your mix, I'd like to hear them, because maybe I might learn a thing or two from you guys. You never know. I mean, it's not bad to stop to continue learning, you know? It's not bad to keep learning. In fact, learning is a never-ending process. So, yeah. But yeah, that's basically the system that I use. So if you have any questions, like I said, you can either comment below or DM me at my Instagram page. I will put the link in the description below. So you can go follow me and DM me any questions regarding of the system that I use or things that I have explained. But yeah, that's basically it. I hope you guys are having a great day. Stay tuned for other videos to come up. And yeah, I'll see you guys soon. See you.